All right, guys, welcome to another week of dinosaur paleontology. As you can see on our weekly plan, we're going to focus on uh, birth, growth, and reproduction of dinosaurs. It's a pretty interesting topic, trying to understand uh, this type of thing when we're dealing with organisms that lived, millions and millions of years ago. So, hopefully you pick up some new things here, find it interesting like I do. Otherwise, the week is very similar to what we've been doing. You have, 4 days this week. There is no school on Wednesday. That is not a digital learning day or anything like that. It's a teacher workshop day. So take some time on that day to catch up if you need to. Otherwise, you've got 4 days to take a look at the new folder, look at those readings, look at those videos that will help you understand the learning targets for the week. You do have your weekly homework that is due Friday at 11:59 p.m. You also have your quiz of the week. So make sure you take a chance to at least prepare yourself a little bit for that quiz. You can take that quiz as many times as you need to. It's open note, so take your time when you do that and take it as many times as you need to get that perfect score. I've noticed, people are not getting 10 out of 10 on those quizzes, so please make sure you do that. The other thing I wanted to talk about this week is when I see you on Thursday or Friday, whether you're cohort A, B, or C, we're going to do a little bit of a mini lesson on parental care. So a little bit interesting fossil evidence in terms of did dinosaurs take care of their babies, their young, or did they do other things? So we're going to compare what we see in the fossil record to what we see in dinosaurs' living relatives, the birds and alligators and crocodiles, to kind of see what dinosaurs could have been like. The only other thing for the week, we did do a lab last week, if you didn't take a look at that. So you've got lab 4 here, which I wanted to spend a little bit of time on just reviewing. So I'm going to jump into my Notability file that has the lab there. A little bit of confusion last week, so I wanted to try to clear that up. Whether you were in class doing the lab or you're a cohort C person, you're doing the lab at home, the stuff that you see in the first 4 columns, you do that outside. You measure your foot, you measure your leg length, and then you're measuring your stride length when you're walking 30 feet with wet feet. Okay, so that's all there. What I did here is color code the other categories. Okay, so if you want to watch this video over and over again, and hopefully these numbered categories will help. So number 1 is the relative stride length. You get that from this step 3. So your relative stride length is your stride length, which you get from outside, and then your leg length. You divide those two numbers. Be careful what you're dividing into. It should be bigger than 0. Your stride length should be bigger than your leg length. Okay, so that takes care of number 1. What you need to do then for number 2 is get your estimated dimensionless speed. And this is a little bit of a process because you're going to take your answer to number 1, bring it over here to the y-axis, okay, and then wherever it lines up on the y-axis, you're going to draw a straight line to this linear line here and then drop a line down to get your estimated dimensionless speed. That is your number 2, okay? From there, you're going to figure out what your estimated speed is. So this is based on calculation. This isn't what actually happened in the process of going outside and actually doing this. Okay, so number 3, again, is a little bit of a process. You're going to need to do a calculation. So you're going to take your leg length, which is from outside. You're going to multiply that by 32. Okay, do that first in your calculator. Your leg length times 32, hit the equal button. Then you're going to do the square root of whatever that number is. Okay, equal button. Then you're going to multiply that by the estimated dimensionless speed. That was your number 2. Okay, equal button, and that is going to equal your number 3. Okay, so if you need to replay that again, do that. All right, so that's your number 3. Your number 4 is your measured speed. So that's what you're getting from walking or running or jogging outside. And that is going to be distance over time. That is way up here. Okay, speed equals distance over time. And your distance is going to be 30 every single time because you're walking or running or whatever 30 feet. and then you divide it by how long it took you to do that. Okay. The last thing in here is your number 5, okay, which is your percent error. So the difference between the calculated speed versus what you actually got when you were outside. Okay, so that is going to be your estimated value. Okay, so down here, that is number 3. Okay, estimated speed. Okay, estimated speed minus your true value, which is your number 4, your measured speed. Okay, and then you're going to divide that by your true value, which is number 4, and then multiply that by 100 to get a percent error. Okay, so again, if you need to rewatch all of that, please do, so that you get the correct calculations. Okay. Last thing that I want to put on your radar is next week we're going to be talking to Dr. Hastings. He's a vertebrate paleontologist at the Science Museum. So in last week's folder, I'll put this in the update. I have the interview, question, brainstorm. Okay, if you have not done this yet, you don't have 3 questions in here, please do that, okay? So that we can pull from these questions and we can get some interesting information from Dr. Hastings, okay? So I will put that all week in there. Please do that. Otherwise, it's a pretty typical week, okay? Use that Wednesday to catch up. Have a wonderful week.